Well, good evening to you, everyone. Jennifer, thanks so much for being along with us. Well, what a game. The OU Sooners called a team of destiny tonight, winning their 7th national championship. We have total coverage for you tonight in an hour-long special. We're going to start things off in Norman, where our Brooke Osborne is live at O'Connell's. Brooke?
Well, Jennifer, this town is rocking. There's absolutely going to be no sleeping in Norman tonight. These fans have been waiting for 15 years for a celebration like this. So to call these guys excited would definitely be an understatement. Okay, we're having some audio difficulties there. Sorry about that. As you can see, these guys are very proud of their home team. They're even starting to talk about next year's championship. But for tonight, they're just going to enjoy tonight's win. Reporting live in Norman, Brooke Osborne, Eyewitness News 5.
A great end to a happy season. Thanks a lot, Brooke. Well, we're going to go now to Cherokee Ballard, who is standing by down in Bricktown. And Cherokee, my guess is that you might have found an OU fan or two down there.
Oh, my gosh, Jennifer. You couldn't have found a noisier crowd down here. We're at the Bricktown Brewery. And a lot of folks here, they expected the score to be a lot higher. Now, right now, they're passing out a lot of these. But everybody certainly had their own ideas on this big game.
Sooner fans are packing the house at the brewery, watching, cheering, and acting like crazy OU fans, each with a positive prediction about the game.
I think that, and this is just my own personal opinion, but I think Florida State has overlooked us so far. I think everybody's overlooked us so far, and I think OU has definitely lived up to the reputation.
Predictions. Some of the predictions tonight here range from 28 to 21, 34-31, and 21-7. It doesn't matter. A win is a win is a win. And Jennifer, I know there are a lot of people here very happy, and I had a little tear in my eye too. I was a pretty happy Sooner fan myself. Reporting live from the Bricktown Brewery. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Cherokee. She and I called each other during the evening just to scream a little bit. It just was an exciting time. It's a moment in history, absolutely. Well, we're joined now by Ed Doney. And Ed, you and I were talking about the fact that this is truly the most wins in any season that OU has ever had, being 13-0. And we're getting a camera ready for you here, but primarily because we've never had a Big 12 championship.
Exactly. Now we have a 13-game season, technically the greatest season in Oklahoma Sooner history. 13-0, the 7th national championship. Each one is just as sweet as the other. Mark Ockerblum was in Miami. He has this first half report. I'll come back with the second half.
The undefeated Sooners were gunning for their 7th national championship, while the Seminoles were seeking their 3rd and 2nd in as many years. First play from scrimmage, and Heisman Trophy winner Chris Wenke hooks up with Atris Bell for a 36-yard gain. But the Sooner defense stiffens as Miami native Ante Jones hammers Anquan Baldwin 2 plays later for a 2-yard loss, ending the FSU threat. On OU's first possession, Josh Heupel has trouble finding a receiver and is sacked by the Seminoles' David Warren for a 6-yard loss. Then more defense, this time producing turnovers as Andre Wolfert is stripped of the ball by Cleavon Thomas, and FSU recovers at the OU 47. But on the very next play, another Miami native, Torrance Marshall, picks off Wenke, and the Sooners regain possession. And they use the theft to their advantage. Heupel to Josh Norman, and Norman rumbles 36 yards down to the Seminoles' 9-yard line, where 4 plays later, Timmy Duncan connects on a 27-yard field goal, giving the top-ranked Sooners a 3-0 lead. Second quarter, and Florida State gets a chance to tie the game, but Brett Cimarelli shanks his 31-yard field goal attempt, and the score remains 3-0 until halftime, marking the first time since the October 7th loss to Miami that Florida State is shut out at the half.
Head to the second half highlights, and I'll do these. Bob Stoops and Bobby Bowden looking for a touchdown. Let's go ahead and roll the video. Third quarter, OU on their own 35. Josh Heupel flushed out of the pocket right here. Watch him scramble off his back foot, going deep. Curtis Fagan, clutch catch all the way down to the FSU 26, a 40-yard play. That sets up Tim Duncan's second field goal of the night. This is a 42-yarder. He missed one earlier, makes up for it right there. Sooners up 6-0 heading into the fourth quarter. FSU at the OU 35. They're going for it on 4th and 10. Wenke going deep to Anquan Bolden, but Derek Strait is there to break it up at the goal line. What a play. Later, Seminoles near their own goal line. Winky pressured by the OU front line. He scrambles. Rocky Kalmus punches the ball out. Roy Williams recovers at the FSU 15-yard line. 2 plays later, Quentin Griffin up the middle, 10 yards. We've seen this all season. Touchdown, 13-0 Sooners with 7:46 left to play. Florida State gets a safety because of a bad snap. This is it. This ices it. Winky deep. Ante Jones, the Miami native, with the interception. Torrance Marshall, another Miami native. He is the Orange Bowl MVP. Here's the final snap, and watch Josh Heupel's reaction. From Aberdeen, South Dakota, he delivers. Oklahoma's 7th national championship. OU beats Florida State 13-2. Again, Torrance Marshall, the MVP of the Orange Bowl, a wonderful story. OU, 7th national championship, 13-0. As we said, arguably the greatest season in Oklahoma football history. And the biggest surprise is that all of us remember just 2 seasons ago where this program was. Coming off the worst 3-4 year stretch.
Nobody would have believed it.
Oh, unbelievable. Especially in just 2 years, what Bob Stoops has done coming from Florida, having played against Florida State in the big games, that was key. 2 seasons, Bob Stoops delivers a national championship.
Well, you know, and throughout the evening, we saw a lot of people from Aberdeen, South Dakota, who didn't make it down to the game. I'll bet they are yelling tonight.
Sooners fans for life, especially Josh Heupel fans. Unbelievable story. Congratulations to the Oklahoma Sooners.
Well, we're going to go now to Mark Ockerbloom, who is standing by live in Miami with more. Ock?
An incredible night here at Pro Player Stadium in Miami as the Oklahoma Sooners wrap up their 7th national championship. 13-2 the final over the Heisman Trophy winner, the vaunted Seminole Chris Wenke.
This Oklahoma defense proved tonight it's the best in the country by far. They made the Florida State offense, the best offense in the land, look horrible tonight. And Chris Wenke, the Heisman Trophy winner, looked immortal.
I'll tell you what, the front defensive line for Oklahoma, we had talked about the fact that these guys were going to have to really put some pressure on Wenke. They did that tonight, forcing him into coverage sacks at points. That was, of course, forced by the defensive secondary. But, you know, the beginning of the season, that young secondary was a cause for concern for a lot of people. But time and time again, through the Red October and the wins over K-State and Nebraska and Texas A&M, as it all went on through the season, they were stout, and they were stout again tonight.
And I'll tell you what, the guy that really does it for him in the secondary, Roy Williams. He's going to step up next season. He was impressive this season. Next season, this guy should be an All-American preseason. And I'll tell you what, as a freshman, there isn't anybody better than Derek Strait. And he proved that today. Made a great pass breakup in the second half. Huge play. And that's the kind of plays that they've gotten all season long from their secondary.
And, of course, the MVP of the Orange Bowl this year, Torrance Marshall, a Miami native, and not the only Miami native to really star in the game tonight.
That's right. Ante Jones made several big plays, including one on special teams. Pinned them inside their own 6-yard line. Just a big night for both of those guys, and what a night for Torrance Marshall to come home and to close out his college career with a national title and an Orange Bowl MVP. It doesn't get any better than this.
Ante Jones also with a pick to ice it at the end of the game. Not that the final outcome was in doubt, but it's always nice when you pick one off at the end of the national championship game and just, hang on to it for a while.
That's right. A jewel for him, gets to take that one home, put that in the trophy case, and Torrance Marshall will be able to put this one in the trophy case, and I'm sure he'll have a few more trophies throughout a career in the NFL coming after.
Another guy we have to take a look at, too, is Timmy Duncan, a guy who hasn't been called on a lot during the season, pretty much went about doing his job. Tonight, his leg boots a couple of field goals, and if you watch the replay on ABC, you saw really he was 3 for 3.
That's right. The one that they said was no good certainly looked good from our vantage point. We saw several replays of it. Looked like it went through the uprights. Doesn't matter at this point. Would have been nice to have, but I'll tell you what. Unbelievable night, 13-2 the final. Who would have thought 13-2 in the national championship game against Florida State? Unreal.
And Bob Stoops, you heard them introduce the bowl committee. When they gave him the trophy, they said there was the Wilkinson era, there was the Switzer era, and the Bob Stoops era has officially begun as far as being a national champion.
Amazing line of coaches at Oklahoma, and the amazing thing about Bob Stoops, you expected a 4 or 5 year plan maybe to get back into the national spotlight like they are. But in 2 seasons, Bob Stoops has taken a program that was in the dumps and brought them to a national championship.
And their best season ever. No Sooner football team had ever gone undefeated at 13-0. Ironically, 13-2 the final tonight here at the Orange Bowl. We got much more coming up right now. Let's kick it back to Ed Doney. Ed?
Well, Mark, it's back to me. Thanks. We talk about the start of another dynasty, the Bob Stoops era down in Norman. Incredible stuff. Well, keep it here. We've got a lot more Orange Bowl coverage for you. Monica?
Rolling national champion T-shirts are being printed by the thousands. We'll have a live report.
The Sooners come home as national champions. Eyewitness Sports brought you the astonishing catches, the incredible scores, and OU's amazing fans. You saw the incredible heroics all season long.
Right here, baby! Right here!
This is about Oklahoma football.
All the glory that is Oklahoma football. When you're looking for the best in local sports coverage, see why more people are turning to Eyewitness Sports at Channel 5.
A bit chaotic as well. We've got everything aligned. We've got our game plan ready to go. So what do you say? We hit the field just as the Sooners had wrapped up their 7th national championship. I had a chance to catch up with some of the players. Now understand, we're right in the fray here, folks. Enjoy. They talk about defense wins championships. You guys are living proof.
I think so, you know. Just we want to shut out, but we'll take 2 points, you know, any day. Just take the win.
You want to show up the front of that for us?
What's up?
Show up the front of that hat, will you?
Oh, yeah, national champs, baby, #1. 13-0.
I mean, come on, this is Chris Wanky. This is the Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, yeah, it means everything, but we just wanted to win.
Enjoy.
For the big pop he got late in the game. You know, the offensive line here.
All right, so that's some of the many players we talked to. That, of course, Ryan Fisher, one of the defensive tackles, and a guy who had a great game tonight, part of that defense that Mike Stoops told me really didn't get a lot of recognition throughout the season. But he said, you know what, tonight we get all the recognition we can want. More importantly, they got a national championship. Of course, plenty of fans on hand locally to see it right here unfold live tonight on ABC and Channel 5. Standing outside, Jim Patton and Susan Parks with them.
We are here in the land of elation. I'm not even sure we're broadcasting to anyone back in Oklahoma because I think they're all here in Florida. What's your name?
Jim Howard.
Jim Howard and
John Howard.
John Howard, a couple of brothers here that made the trip.
That's correct. Came in from Houston. And my younger brother, Michael, came in from Tulsa.
We came in from Norman, baby.
So tell me, Michael, what do you think about this?
Oh, I think we're the best. This is better than 1985.
At the beginning of the season, when we were getting one win after another, how long did you really think it would go?
This man right here predicted an undefeated season in August. I've got an email to prove it.
What was it that gave you the feeling?
It's a lot of alcohol.
Did you have the feeling in this game, though? Were there ever any doubts throughout?
Bob Stoops is wonderful. That they had it going on. It was just a matter of getting it done.
And, oh, we got a new hat. We're looking good. Oh, yeah.
You've got a hat now. I've got a cat. Okay, hang on, gang. Whoa, hang on. Here we go. Okay. I'm shorter than all of you, so I've got to stand on this thing down here. This gentleman has been very polite. Love the face, by the way. Love the face. It was a defensive battle. OU shut out Florida State. Is that what was part of the excitement?
I predicted OU to win by 11 in a defensive battle. I thought it'd be 35-24, but 13-2 is 11 points. The defense, we still win. We're #1, undefeated. Go Sooners. Thank you.
All right. They were holding up a sign over here a little bit earlier in reflection of one of the credit card ads that you see now on national TV. It said tickets to the Orange Bowl, $500, hotel, $400, a victory, priceless. And that's what these folks are feeling out here tonight.
And one of the great things about this win is that the Sooners have always been such an above-the-board team, very respectful. They are gentlemen. It is great to see the good guys win this one. It is a great win. Let's go back to Mark Ockerbloom on the field. Mark?
Jim, thank you very much. Of course, we've got fans enjoying it right outside the stadium. Down in Norman, you can imagine, it's pandemonium at O'Connell's. Let's send it down to Brooke Osborne.
We're here live at O'Connell's. We had a little audio difficulties earlier, but there's a lot of things that these Sooner fans want to say about their national championship team. This is what they had to say about tonight's win.
No way
we finally came back this year and we just won. We were number 7, now we're number 1. We're national champions. Somebody!
Holding is going back.
We're going to be rocking it all night long here in Norman. Tearing it up all night in Norman. That's my little brothers right here. In Norman all night. All night.
We love Josh Heupel, and we love OU Sooners, number 1!
I'm ecstatic, you know. Number 7, we're the best in the nation. Woo! I am so excited. I can't even see straight. This is the way it should be. The Sooner fans are number 1 through the whole nation. They know who they are. They're the best. It's OU all the way.
Interception! That's all right.
Here, and we hear that they're also driving up and down the streets outside. We're going to try to go out there and get some footage of that for you guys. But Mark, I'm going to send it back to Miami and to you. Go OU!
Well, Brooke Osborne certainly enjoying herself. Going to have a tough time getting out. This is Adrian Carson joining me right now from ESPN. Of course, one of the college football people they have out at games week in, week out. You've been to a few bowl games already, but what'd you think of the national championship?
It was a good win for college football in its basics. I mean, as long as there's been a BCS and a championship game, Florida State has been involved, but there's certainly no dynasty. I think we saw a team that after 42, 46 days forgets that they are probably the most talented team in college football, but they were not the best tonight, and that is the reason why we have now a definite number 1 in the nation.
On the other hand, you got Oklahoma doing what it's done all season long, and that's take care of business, come up with key plays at key times.
There were wins, I think, this year in which even the last 3, maybe even 4 games that Oklahoma won, and people just started to get off the bandwagon a little bit and said, well, you know, they're going to have to face Miami or Florida State. Somehow the national championship is going to have to go through the state of Florida. Well, it did, but now it has to go through the state of Oklahoma.
Exactly. What do you think, your impressions of Bob Stoops? You've had a chance to see him now for 2 years. He certainly has worked the Sooner magic.
He has done that. It isn't so much magic when you make that become practical and make it become reality. And with the help of Chuck Long tonight, who I know very well, and you saw in the Big Ten, actually played against some long time ago. When you surround your people like that, and you have a good defensive background to begin with, and then surround your people with great offensive minds, you come up with a game plan like they had tonight. With no intimidation by anyone's part, the men finishes 71 points behind Chris Winkie on Heisman Day, and that, even though he probably won't admit it, was part of the motivation.
Yeah, but he also said he'd love a national championship just the same.
He's got the bigger trophy.
Exactly. Adrian Carson, appreciate you joining us, taking time out.
My pleasure. All right.
Sooners, 13-0, national champions. We're back with more from Miami right after this.
Knowing now that my cousin is on the national championship team.
Ron Terrell, you had some questions?
That's right. Josh all the way has always said that he likes to, push the individual honors, push those on the back burner. So that's got to make this feel so much more special for you to know that he has reached his ultimate goal.
No doubt. I mean, everybody was pushing, when the awards were coming around, I think it was 2 weeks ago or whatever, and the Heisman and another situation. People, I don't think, really understood that he really respected the award, but really didn't care about the award because a lot of it deals with politics and that type of thing, and you can't control those type of issues. But what you can control is what you do in between the white lines. And, well, I'll tell you what, the whole football team. I mean, that's a whole football team. I don't think there was one player on the team that really was concerned about individual goals. Their goal was a Big 12 championship and then a national championship, and they attained those. And no one can control inside the white lines, and he did it.
Your son, I think, is a study in perseverance, as I think you said, though. That's what this whole team is about. If you look at Torrance Marshall's route to Oklahoma, your son's route to Oklahoma, these freshmen who have been thrown into the spotlight and said, hey, you got to play with the best of them. Yeah. Everybody's persevered along with that coaching staff to this point.
Yeah, and what can you say? Coach Stoops, really the last probably 3-4 weeks got a chance to really know Coach Stoops and the coaching staff. Spent about 3-4 days with them in practice this week until my son kicked me out of practice and I couldn't go anymore. But I'll tell you what an outstanding young man he is, what an outstanding head coach he is, and the assistant coaches that he has, they all have the same philosophy, and I think it's a philosophy that, really trickles down, and that is that football is important. but it's not his life. It's part of his life, and that's the way he attacks it. He works hard. His coaching staff works hard, and the players work hard, but they also like to have some fun and that type of thing. And I think the whole week dictated that. And I didn't think they were uptight. I think they just played hard football, and they came out very confident, as Coach Stoops and the coaching staff is.
They're going to get a chance now to enjoy it with family and friends. Josh is as well. And you showed me the contingent here. Can we get a shot of this, Kyle? I mean, look at the amount of people. How many you got down here?
We got about, I would say close to 40. So, all of a sudden, you win the national championship, you kind of pick one or two up on the way. So, but I'll tell you what, we're going to enjoy tonight. We're going to enjoy Josh. Josh kicked us out about Saturday, and so we haven't seen him since Saturday, so we're going to have some fun and spend some time with Josh.
Is this all just kind of surreal for you right now? Is it sunk in yet?
I don't think it will until probably when we go back to Norman and have a chance to really sit down with quiet time and that type of thing to know, what these guys, what Josh, the goals that he had in front of him to win a national championship, to run the table and that type of thing. And I'll tell you what, very few people can do that, and this football team did it.
Mr. Heupel, I got news for you. Don't go back to Norman tonight, because I just heard it in my ear. It's awful loud down at O'Connell's.
Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. It'll probably melt the snow, which they have or whatever. It's been great.
Congratulations. It's been a pleasure covering your son and the entire football team. They've just done an outstanding job this year. And Becca, enjoy it. You got to be proud of that cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, right now, let's send it back outside. More fans getting rowdy with Susan and Jim.
It is Jim Patton, Susan Parks. We're just outside the northwest side of the field here, Pro Players Stadium, where a lot of fans are gathering, waiting for the players to come back outside. Players will be getting on the bus here, and we are joined by a couple of very special people. This is the mother and grandmother of Josh Norman, wide receiver for the champion Sooners. What has this year been like for you, and what's your name?
Sheila Norman, and it's been really exciting. It's just been great. We've enjoyed every game.
We all sat on pins and needles with every win. How long would it go? How long would it go? What was it like for you?
It was very intense. Very intense, but we just knew that they could pull it out because they have really worked together. They worked real hard, and I'm just really proud of each of them. They really play well as a team.
And a proud grandmother, what has this year been like for you?
It's been exciting and just beyond unexplainable. And I just been on a cloud all this year. And I just want to say, I made it!
Give us some insight into what it's been like for Josh.
Well, he's really been excited about it. It's and he's just, kind of sat back and waited his time and was really glad about the opportunities that he got, to play when he did, and he's had a great time.
What about the level of confidence, though, throughout the year? Were there times when there were doubts of, we're not sure we can pull this thing out, or was it always, we're going to go get them, we can do this thing?
I believe it was always, we can do this, because they always talked about being a team and all of them pulling together, and they have really done that.
It has been great.
Yes, it has been great.
Where's the party tonight, ladies?
We don't know, but we're going to be there.
It's right here, right now, isn't it?
That's right.
All righty. We can barely hear you. Oh, yeah. Number one, baby. Suddenly there's an irony to the song. Mark, let's toss it back to you.
Jim, thank you very much. We've got some rain down here. I understand we're going to toss it back to the Weather Center. I know Rick Mitchell's excited about the events that took place down here.
Does anyone care about the weather at this point? I mean, does anyone really care? Is anyone going to work tomorrow? I'm not. Let's just stay out all night and party. Well, we'll have to watch for some slippery roads. It's going to get a little colder. The temperature's still above freezing right now. Take a look at the neighborhood network across the metro. Celebrations going on. It's 40 degrees at Quail Springs Mall. Bricktown Ballpark, 38.
I know we were going to be on the way. In fact, he told me the very first day that he agreed to take the job. He said, my first job is to convince these guys they can win. And he said, I'm going to convince them, I'm going to show them I believe in them, then I have to get them to believe in themselves. Well, he's really finished the task, and what a job they've done. What a great mentor he is. I mean, that's what makes you so proud, that you have this whole coaching staff, and you have every one of these players. They're outstanding human beings. They're not only just outstanding athletes and coaches, they're outstanding people. At any university in the country would be honored to have them as students.
We were talking, in fact, joking about how loud it probably is down in Norman, and we got a sense of that from Brooke Osborne at O'Connell's, and I'm told now we have a live picture of people honking their horns out in the streets. It's mayhem.
Well, they were holding up the cell phone to me a while ago, and I could hear all the honking along Boyd Street and Lindsay Street, and I don't think we'll have many days like this one at the University of Oklahoma. Absolutely terrific. Terrific for the whole state. You know, there are things that just cause people to take up and take notice, and they look at what you're about as a people. This is one of those times when they shine the mirror up against Oklahoma and people see what we're all about. You know, sometimes I think we've lost a little bit of that, what I call this refreshing spirit in collegiate athletics. There's been a lot of commercialism. There have been other problems. This team is the kind of team that people want to believe in. This is the kind of team they want to see. It's good not only for Oklahoma, it's good for college football.
This is your second national championship within the last year. I mean, the softball team won, now this. What's next, basketball?
Second 2 years, I mean, in 1 year, and so that's pretty good. 10% of our national championships are we've gotten here in 1 year. Just been great all the way around. Look at men's and women's basketball already this year, really on the road. So comprehensively, you think about all the things that have happened to the university, the art collection that was given to us, the quadrupling of our endowed professorships at the university, and then these championships. We're just trying to show everybody we're about excellence, whether it's athletics, academics. OU stands for excellence, and we're really proving it.
I know during a game like this, you've got to keep kind of probably an even demeanor, but is there a time or two when you kind of, slip in a fist pump in the air?
I must admit that my feet left the ground 2 or 3 times tonight. I was down here on the sidelines, and I didn't even realize how high I was up in the air for a minute there, I tell you. Some of those defensive plays were just amazing. And Torrance Marshall, about a month ago, I wrote him a letter. And I wrote him a fan letter, not just for the plays he was making, but he's helped so many young people in the community. He's been a great mentor, a great role model. I just told him how proud I was of him as a person and how great it was to have him at OU. I said, Torrance, you got my notice? And I taped it up on the locker and made everybody read it. And, he's just a remarkable young man, and that whole team is filled with people like Torrance Marshall. It's just wonderful to see.
What can you tell us by way of a celebration? You have any plans right now?
Well, we do have a plan on down the road. I must admit, we shared the coach's confidence, so we did do some planning. We're going to have a big celebration back on the campus when the students return. And I've talked about the fact that up on the press box where we have those 6 national championship years that we'd saved a space, and we plan to have a big ceremony, and we're going to paint those numbers up there for this year's national championship and have a huge celebration on the campus at that time. So plans are made. We'll be announcing the date soon.
Great. Well, again, congratulations, President Bourne.
Thanks a lot.
OU President David Bourne celebrating a national championship along with the football team and all those folks. I heard the horns in my ear. I know they're partying down in Norman. Monica Merced is in Norman, where I understand they're doing some printing late night. Monica.
That's right. We are in T-shirt heaven here in Oklahoma City at the USA Printing Company. Look here. They are printing thousands of T-shirts. To be exact, about 20,000 T-shirts are being printed right now, hot off the presses. What they say, national championship. That's what everyone is talking about. And here you'll take a look. This is where they're coming off the conveyor belts. They can't print them fast enough. They've been getting phone calls for several hours now. People wanting these T-shirts. These are the bragging rights that you're looking at. Oklahoma national championships. And right here, I'm actually wearing one of these T-shirts. I'm proud to say I'm one of the first to have one of these. And as I said, people are wanting these T-shirts. They're hot commodities, and they're actually selling these T-shirts tonight at the USA Printing Company here at the 3100 block of South Meridian. I know they're going to be hot commodities. I'm sure we'll be mobbed when we go back to the stations. But really, these people are working hard. You know that they're tagging these. They can't get them out fast enough. 20,000 T-shirts will be distributed, and these workers have been actually planning for a couple hours. So we just wish them luck tonight, and we are so grateful that OU, of course, won the game. Reporting live, Monica Merced, Eyewitness News 5.
Well, look at it this way. The Christmas season just got a little longer. People out shopping for national champion T-shirts, no doubt. If you watched any of ESPN's coverage this week, you know that Lee Corso, a Florida State graduate and an analyst for ESPN, had predicted that the Noles would prevail tonight. It kind of rubbed a few people at Oklahoma, including the entire football team. Take a look at this video because they were doing their post-game show. The Sooners caught wind of it after winning the national championship. They decided to join Lee and, as you can see, do a little celebrate. All in good fun. The Sooners, 13-2 winners over the Seminoles. They finish the season 13-0 and take home their 7th national championship. Understand, head coach Bob Stoops is now going before the media at his news conference. Let's join that now.
I said it before the game, and today you were the best football player.
This game. There was, you know, the entire week they prepared in a way to win. There was never a day where we were just happy to be here. We wanted to win this football game, and we fully expected to. There was no hoping about it. We expected to win this game, and all year we've played that way. We've prepared for it, and our players just executed a great game plan. My hats off to our coaches, our assistant coaches. Our defensive staff, my brother Mike Stoops and Brent Venables, they're coordinating the defense. Just an incredible job. And with Jackie Shipp and Bobby Jack Wright, what a defensive performance. And offensively, we moved the ball, you know, moved the clock, and, you know, got us field position, and just, you know, did what we needed to do to win. Yeah, we had some drop balls. Heck, we dropped 4 interceptions that you know, hit us square in the hands. And but overall, our players just really proud of their effort, the way they played, the way they prepared for the game, and you know, the toughness that they've shown all year. They probably the most difficult road to get here of anybody, and to come into this game and to handle it like they did, and to play the way they did was fun to watch and fun to be a part of. And but I can't say it surprises any of us. But I think now it's easy to say that Oklahoma's officially back.
We also have with us most valuable player, Torrance Marshall. Torrance, why don't you give us a quick comment on your play today and your selection as most valuable player?
I played pretty good as an individual, but I look at if we played well as a team, it was a great team effort. We had 11 hands to the ball all night, and that's what we came into the game ready to do. I'm just glad that the guys on both sides of the ball just stayed focused and played hard for 4 quarters.
If you raise your hand, we're going to microphone to you as best we can, and we're going to take questions for both the coach and Torrance Marshall. Dennis?
Torrance, when did you sense that you had Wenke's number tonight? You seemed to contain him all night. You had the interception early. Was it then, or?
Like I said, I don't think I contained him by myself. There was 10 other guys out there playing. You know, our defensive backs had played a great game. Coaching staff put together a great game plan, and like I said, I'm just real happy that you know, the team played. We played as a team today for all 4 quarters, and I'm just happy that we did that.
Back over there.
Did you go into this game thinking it would be a low-scoring defensive battle? Was that the game plan, and did it play out the way you thought it would?
Yeah, I thought it would be that way. I figured the defenses would make, you know, would have would be a big factor in this game, and we figured we'd play pretty well, and I'm sure they did. You know, they got an excellent defense as well, and it worked out that way, and so that didn't surprise me a whole lot. And but just to watch our players run to the ball, tackle, the way they played. Our young secondary and backers, the way they covered and closed on people was really, really impressive to watch.
Right here, second row.
Can you talk a little bit about how you disguised what you were doing defensively, bringing the safeties up, dropping?
Well, we do that all the time. We move our safeties back and forth, not just in this game. We did that all year. We jockey them back and forth, change our coverages, and try and not let the quarterbacks know ahead of time what we're going to be in. And it was just fun to watch our players close on the ball and watch our players run.
Over here on the aisle.
Yeah, do you think Florida State just at some point just had no idea what was coming after a while?
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to ask them. But, you know, they're a good football team. I'm sure they've seen good defenses all year. But our guys, again, just executed an excellent plan and just closed on the ball so well. You know, we had our hands on so many balls and, you know, so many dropped interceptions that we really broke to the ball and made some big plays on the ball that way.
Left over here.
You know, Bob, you've always talked about the history of Oklahoma football and what it's meant to you, and you've used that to your advantage throughout your 2 years at Oklahoma. This adds another chapter to it. Talk about the statement you made with this program today.
Well, it is special. You know, people, you know, that people don't want to count back so many years, want to say we haven't been here. Well, each year is a different year. And if you want to count back one year, you might as well count back 20, 30, whatever. And we have a tremendous tradition in the Orange Bowl. So this wasn't new to our university. Competing in a national championship or being in the Orange Bowl or playing well in an Orange Bowl. That's, through the years, Oklahoma has traditionally done that. And our players recognize that and knew that's what's expected of them, knew that that they have a chance to go out and build on that history and that great tradition, and they did that tonight, and gave a great university with already a great tradition of 6 national championships, gave them a 7th, and it's special to be back that way.
Over here on the left.
Bob, excuse me, is it fair now to say that Josh was not 100% with his elbow? And if that's the case, what's it say about the way he played tonight and the last few games, especially when it was...
No, I don't believe it's fair to say. I thought Josh had an excellent game and led us to victory. He came into this year with 1 goal and 1 goal only, not to win the Heisman Trophy, but to win a national championship. And he walks away with that, and I think that's extremely special. And, we've never been about one guy. We've been about a team all year, and you saw an excellent team effort. You watch our special teams today. Our returns and our cover teams, the way we covered on our punts and kickoffs and set up field position. So it's a total team effort, and that's what Josh is about.
Right here, Gene.
All right, back on the field here at Pro Players Stadium. Roger Steffen joins us now. They say defense wins championships. Certainly the case tonight.
Yeah, I think our defense did a wonderful job of coming out today and shutting down, a great offense. Our coaches put together a great package, and our players executed, and I think that's what helped us win this game.
I mean, this is a huge accomplishment, and they're averaging over 500 yards of total offense per game. And to hold them to no points, 2 points on the safety, but, the defense pitches a shutout.
Well, I think this month off we had leading up to this game, we came out as a team and did a great job preparing for this game and worked really hard and practiced hard and, mentally and physically coming out. And I think that's the main reason we did so well.
Point production-wise, though, this was not a high-scoring game. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a close game. Do you think the layoff, they had 40-plus days. You guys had 30-plus days. You get a sense it was a little bit sluggish at the start and maybe a little bit longer than most games?
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we came out and, we came out and got after it right away. And, we knew they had a great defense, too, and I think that's what this ball game turned into, is a defensive game. And I think when you get a lot of time off like that and have a lot of time to study offenses, that helps your defense, and I think that's why it was such a defensive game.
Talk about this coaching staff and how quickly you guys have caught into one another to produce a national championship.
They came on from day one. It's been pushing us towards this goal right now. And they did such a great job of bringing us together as a team, as coaches, just all as one big family. And, they push us every day hard just for this reason, so we can get here. And, I give our coaches so much credit for helping this team out.
The offense didn't score a lot, but they did a pretty good job in keeping you guys off the field for a while, getting you some breathers.
Yeah, they did a great job of driving on the field. You wish they could, finish off some drives of scores, but I believe they did a good job of getting down the field, taking time off the clock, and that does a great job for defense, getting us rested up so we can go back out there and have a good performance.
Roger, congratulations. Enjoy the national championship. I bet you can't wait to get back to Norman and share with a few clausmates, huh?
That's right. I can't wait to get back and see my family. That's going to be the best part.
Terrific. Great job. Pleasure covering you this season. A lot of fun. 13-0. Roger Steffen, the OU linebacker, joining us. We're going to take a break, come back with more. We've got one of the assistant coaches joining us next. Keep it here.
You're looking at a live picture right now, the 18-wheeler with the University of Oklahoma Sooners. That's where all the gear is going to be loaded up and heading back eventually to Norman. You can see a huge crowd right now outside Pro Players Stadium. Well, we continue our live Orange Bowl coverage with Mark Ockerbloom and Ron Terrell down at Pro Players Stadium in Miami. And they're joined by Coach Steve Spurrier, who's had a lot on his mind these days. Ock?
All right, Steve Spurrier Jr. joining us now. Steve Spurrier Jr., assistant coach of the national champion Oklahoma Sooners. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. It's been a special day. Unbelievable. Can't say enough about how exciting it is just to be here and have a victory.
You're talking about how excited your dad was to find out about this victory. He seemed pretty happy.
Well, it's a good victory for us. He's happy for me. He's happy for Coach Stoops. He's always liked those guys. And now I don't have to worry about listening to FSU or Miami talk about how they split the title this year. So he'll be happy for us.
Let's talk about this game and how it unfolded. I mean, a lot of people thought it might be a high-scoring affair. In the end, it wasn't. The defenses for both sides played well. It's your offense, when it had to move, moved and kept that defense, gave them some rest and enough points to win.
Yeah, offense held its ground. We had some good drives, but you can't say enough about that defense. That's the greatest defense I've ever seen. And you want to talk about a Nebraska, Kansas State twice, FSU. You don't see many defenses stopping those teams. You really don't. So an awesome performance. Can't say enough about them.
When they're talking to your kids out there, when they played the teams like Kansas State twice and Nebraska and Texas and A&M and all those teams, they said, you know, once we played those guys and played them as well as we did, we had all the confidence in the world going into this game.
Definitely helped. We knew we'd played some good teams. It seemed like no one thought we'd played many great teams, but we knew we did. We knew we'd match up okay with FSU, and we had a good week of practice. We were ready to play.
A couple years ago, you guys knew, you know, eventually you'd be playing for national championships, but it's so fast, 2 seasons. That's just unreal.
Obviously quicker than anyone thought, including ourselves, and especially the media people. Unbelievable. You can't say enough about how exciting it is and just how great it is to be a Sooner.
Jennifer Eve had mentioned you got a lot in your mind these days. You've got 3 new arrivals due pretty soon.
Say hello to my wife in the hospital. Hope she's doing well, holding off 3 of them, and hopefully I've got about a week, 2 or 3 weeks, and win a national championship, have me 3 children, and what a year it's been so far.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you get back to that victory cigar. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And as you can see, it is raining, but it's only raining on the parade that Oklahoma's got outside right now, that's for sure.
It's dark right now, but I'm sure somewhere there is a rainbow.
Oh, without question. It's just nighttime. Maybe we'll find it tomorrow morning. Time for another break. We're back to Miami after this.
Away from Memorial Stadium, where the Sooners went undefeated this year and captured their 7th national championship. They're going to be partying for some time, looks like. We're going to send it back to Mark Ockerbloom and Ron Terrell. And guys, to quote Coach Stoops, Oklahoma is officially back.
Certainly they are, as Coach Stoops would say. Speaking of the coach, he has finished his news conference. He's right over here behind Ron, getting a picture taken with family, friends, assistant coaches. Having a great time as well they will over the next several days. And, of course, what an outstanding game. In case you missed it, you fell asleep. 13-2 the final. Oklahoma wins 13-0 in the season, 7th national championship.
And that's really what this team is all about, family. They play like a family. The coaches are committed to their families. Wednesday night, family night. The players all get along really well. Just a family-type atmosphere, and that's why they played so well.
All right, let's send it back outside. One last check with Jim and Susan.
All right, Mark, thanks very much. We're on the northwest side of Pro Player Stadium. All of the Sooner fans anxiously awaiting the players and the coaches to come out. Meantime, we found the truck driver for the equipment truck, David Littlejohn, and show me what you got over this right shoulder here. You got 2,000 up there already.
We just put 2,000 up. We bought an extra 2,000 when we had the Big 12 2,000 put on the truck, and we just had a gut feeling we would need it.
That's confidence. Mark and Ron, back inside of you.
All right, folks, thank you very much, and thanks for all your hard work throughout the week as we led up to, of course, the national championship game here tonight. Our photographers down here with us as well, and all the production staff that's helped us back in Oklahoma City. A lot of people it took to get this underway, and a lot of effort on the part of the football team to win a national championship.
It has certainly been a long road. Who would have thought last year, the end of last season, they lose in the Independence Bowl. Everybody thought they'd go to a bowl game. They weren't quite sure maybe which one it would be, Holiday, Alamo. They end up winning the national title.
Incredible. Lots more to come, so keep it here on KOCO TV5. That's going to do it for our special programming tonight. The Sooners, victorious, their 7th national championship. Let's relive some great moments from this year. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Number 1, OU, undefeated. Almost. Miami, Florida, baby. We coming back.
OU, Orange Bowl, Miami, TJ and Tooker's Toothsters, KJ 103, bring it. Sooners off to the place where we set our goal. Miami, the place where we'll play our bowl. Every year want to win it all. Now we only got one more game to play and win, okay? Since the massacre in Dallas, thought it could be real. Every game oranges rain down on the field. OU 12-0, and the nation knows who's the best quarterback. They be saying hi, well, Big 12, it was a magical season. Owen Field screaming, every game a big win. Longhorns, Huskers, Cowboys, A&M, K-State, twice we beat them. Now the Orange Bowl is where we'll be playing. And just like Elion, we won't wind up staying. This is the town where the Sooners get their last win, Miami, where we'll be national champion. Party in the city where the bowl is on, the game where the Sooners stay #1. We're going to Miami. Sooner, Schooner in Miami. Bouncing in a city where they can't count votes. Get the pepper spray ready and guard the goalpost. We're going to Miami. Sooners in Miami. Don't get me wrong, Florida State got it going on. But the Sooners are the team they ain't gonna beat. Cause we all know that Torrance and Rocky can stop them. And in the end, Miami make us #1 for real. The world don't understand. Cause seeing Oklahoma in the title game wasn't in their plans. Now they're gonna have to deal with the #1 fans.
Every morning.